Here I have two of the most popular noise-cancelling headphones you can buy right now, the AirPods Max and the Sony WH-1000XM5. So you can't decide which one to buy. Well, I do have an answer for you, but it might require a little bit of hunting. But what won't require a bit of hunting is you subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done that yet. But how do you even choose between the AirPods Max and the Sony XM5? I have used both of them for quite a while and put them through benchmarks that involve noise cancellation, sound quality, design, and most importantly, the price. For most people who don't need every bit of performance from these two headphones, there are a bunch of alternatives to choose from like the AirPods and the Pixel Buds. So, if you're going to drop $400 or more on a pair of headphones, you'll want to make sure you're getting the right ones for you. That's certainly the case for anyone choosing between the AirPods Max and the Sony WH-1000XM5, two excellent sets of over-ear headphones that have significant differences you should know about before you spend that cash. So, after testing both the Sony XM5 and AirPods Max for weeks, I'm ready to help you decide on the right high-end headphones for you. Design-wise, the Sony WH-1000XM5 and Apple AirPods Max have much in common here. I find them very comfortable when I put them on, and the ear pads and headband arms are smooth and comfortable, which I find easy to adjust to fit on my head. Both sets of headphones can also rotate to lay flat, but despite their minimalist designs, neither has folding hinges. The AirPods Max are comfortable to wear, but they are quite heavy, weighing in at 386 grams, while the Sony WH-1000XM5 weighs 250 grams, which has a plastic build, making it lighter than the AirPods Max. On the Sony headset, the ear pads are made of memory foam with a leatherette wrap that makes it comfortable for extended listening sessions. I also noticed that the material on the Sony XM5 is prone to collecting fingerprints and smudges, but that doesn't mean Sony's headphones don't have a lot going for them. During 8+ hours of travel, I found the XM5 to be some of the most comfortable over-ear headphones I've ever worn, with super soft and plush synthetic leather ear pads. The headphones never felt too heavy or cumbersome. For travelers, you will likely prefer Sony's lighter design, along with their sturdy case that helps protect the headphones from being tossed around inside a backpack. Apple's case, on the other hand, is extremely minimalist and flimsy, so it won't do much to protect your expensive headphones should something spill inside your bag or if you drop them on concrete. One of the downsides of both the AirPod Max and Sony XM5 is that they don't fold up inside their cases, though I do give Sony bonus points for including a little compartment inside its case where you can safely store cables. For those wondering about water resistance on these headphones, well, I'm sorry to tell you that neither the AirPods Max nor Sony XM5 are rated waterproof or weather resistant, so it's important to keep them clean and dry. Both of these headphones look and feel great, but you're getting your extra money's worth with the AirPods Max. They have a stainless steel design that makes the plastic WH-1000XM5 look somewhat cheap by comparison. I also appreciate that the AirPods Max come in a wider range of colors, including sky blue, silver, green, pink, and the attractive space grey I've been rocking. And when it comes to controls, I prefer the AirPods Max physical buttons over the Sony WH-1000XM5's touch panels by a mile. Using Apple's small digital crown dial to adjust volume and playback felt intuitive immediately. By comparison, Sony's headphones have a touch-sensitive right ear cup that you can use to control playback, volume and calls with various taps and swipes. And while it worked well enough, I did notice a few occasions of my inputs not registering. While I like the concept of touch controls, I personally prefer physical buttons and find them easier to use. One feature that I don't like about the AirPods Max, however, is that there's no on and off button. Though the headphones go into low power mode when they're put back in their case, something about not being able to physically turn off a device feels wrong. Apple users will find seamless connectivity with the AirPods Max, similar to what you'd experience with other AirPods. The headsets would connect to my iPhone immediately whenever I took them out of their case, avoiding having to go into my phone's Bluetooth settings and force them to connect. Android users will find this experience not fluid when using the AirPod Max, but I was still impressed that they connected relatively quickly to my Google Pixel phone, and I don't think being an Android user should stop you from purchasing the AirPods Max. With the Sony XM5S, you also get a few extras, including analog audio connectivity and Bluetooth multipoint, meaning you can switch between two devices seamlessly with this headset. Users with the latest iPhone models will have to purchase a 3.5mm to Lightning adapter, which costs around $44 because the AirPods Max lacks analog connectivity and uses a digital Lightning connection instead. Apple's headphones don't have Bluetooth multipoint, but you can seamlessly switch between Apple devices signed into the same iCloud account. If you care a lot about a stable connection and high-quality listening across platforms, the Sony WH-1000XM5 is the better option. Both the Apple AirPods Max and the Sony XM5 are among the best noise-cancelling headphones on the market today. But how do they compare against each other to help you choose the best? Well, during my testing, I was able to listen to my music undisturbed amidst noisy cars passing by my balcony, reduce the distraction of loud construction sites, and remained focused in bustling grocery stores. When it came time to let in the outside world, the AirPods Max's transparency mode was just a hair louder and clearer than Sony's ambient noise functionality, but both made it easy to stay aware of my surroundings whenever I was out for a stroll. Both headphones were pretty robust, and I was impressed by their ability to block out noise. Comparing the two headsets, both cancel out similarly impressive amounts of low-frequency noise to below 100 Hz. While both are good choices for cancelling out low, droning noises, the AirPods Max wins out in the mid-range. But the Sony WH-1000XM5 does a better job at handling high-range sounds due to better isolation. Both these headphones have similarly great active noise cancellation and ambient sound, but the WH-1000XM5 is smart enough to switch between the two when you need them. But wait, there's more. The Sony XM5 has a unique feature that Apple totally dropped the ball on, and that's speak-to-chat technology. Once you turn it on in the Sony Headphones Connect app, your headphones will automatically register when you're speaking and turn on transparency mode, as well as pause your audio content so you can transition to a conversation. Though I did find speak-to-chat annoying at times, it's a useful feature to have if you work in a busy office environment and don't want to be constantly fiddling with an on-off button or taking off your headphones. And now to the juicy stuff, sound quality. One thing you can expect is excellent sound quality from both the Apple AirPods Max and the Sony XM5. I was impressed by both headphones, which earned top scores for audio performance when it came to streaming music on Spotify and Apple Music. But AirPods Max did a better job with higher frequencies and spoken content such as podcasts. The overall sound quality was solid, with little distortion and impressive performance. The Sony XM5 was also a joy to listen to. The sound quality is pristine and smooth with more noticeable bass. I actually love the way both headphones sound when playing music. One bonus feature you get with the Sony XM5 is you can customize your listening experience by adjusting EQ settings to your liking, while the Sony XM5 offers customizable EQ settings for personalized sound. The AirPods Max relies on Apple's default spatial audio settings, which cannot be adjusted. This may limit the ability to tailor the sound experience to individual preferences. While the AirPods Max generally deliver slightly superior sound quality, Apple users will undoubtedly experience the most optimized performance. Similarly, Android users will find the Sony XM5 to be seamlessly integrated with their devices. If you're looking for the longest battery life possible, go with Sony's headphones. The WH-1000XM5 is rated for 30 hours of battery life, which is a whole 10 hours more than the AirPods Max's promised 20 hours. Those numbers largely mirrored our own testing, as Sony's headphones got us closer to 34 hours, while the AirPods maxed out at around 21 hours. headphones. To put that in more basic terms, I was able to use the XM5S for 5 straight days without having to recharge, whereas the AirPods Max often tapped out a day or two earlier. But because there's no on-off button on the AirPod Max, I found that battery life drains a bit faster than expected. Even so, 21 hours should be plenty for most people. Both the Sony XM5 and the AirPod Max are expensive headphones for a regular person. But if you're willing to splurge on them, the Sony XM5 is the best for the price at only $400 less. The AirPod Max starts at $500, which is $100 more than the Sony's XM5. So, should you buy the Sony XM5 or the Apple AirPods Max? After using both the Sony XM5 and the AirPod Max extensively, I can say that the Sony XM5 is the best headphones for the vast majority of people. Their active noise cancellation is as good as Apple's, they last 10 hours longer, sound nearly as good, and are $100 cheaper, depending on sale pricing. The XM5's adaptive sound control is a truly useful feature you won't find anywhere else, and while they have a few Android exclusive perks, they work well on any type of phone.